Hello, my dear Trekkies. Welcome to another video from the Star Trek playlist. I know that the last one was Little Detour, and before that was the Ambassador class Enterprise C. So this video should be about Enterprise D, but I decided to skip that one for now and instead move to my, well, if not the most, then certainly one of the most favorite ships, which is the Sovereign class Enterprise E. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go to Creo and take a look. And here we are, and this is the ship. Now, um, as you can see, it is with the same stand as before, so for now we will get rid of it. And it is as well divided into three main pieces, the saucer, secondary hull, and the nacelles. So, yeah. This ship has quite a lot of details and in universe is quite big. Which is kind of problem. Problem is that I have recurring problem with the lack of display space. Thus, this ship is not really in the scale that it deserves to be. I was forced to make it small to actually fit my Star Trek shelves, and that unfortunately is not very good for several reasons. As you can see from the 3D model, it is quite detailed, including all the windows. Yeah, I wanted to actually see how it will turn out. Uh, Unfortunately, that kind of means that uh, a lot of these details are lost in the print itself. Um, Uh, Basically, I wanted to, get around this problem. So the entire ship could indeed be printed in 125% upscale. Even with that, it will still fit to the MK4 or MK3 printing bed, and you will be able to do so. So I highly recommend to do exactly that. In the video, I will talk about it even more, mainly on the actually printed model. But the model itself, as you can see, it's done basically in the same way as in the past. All the dark details are separate parts which will be assembled together, as well as most of the escape pods. Unfortunately, all the escape pods here in this first level are not separate. They are part of the print, thus they have to be painted. Yeah, and on the bottom, yeah, those are all separate, so they can be printed multicolored, so you don't have to paint them. Okay, this ship has one feature, which is that the saucer could be separated. As you can see here, we have a lock, and the saucer has a corresponding lock, so it will slide together, and then it could be removed. Unfortunately, I have to admit that on my prototype I didn't do it well, and the saucer could barely even be added to the secondary hull. I had to use a hammer, so now it cannot really be separated. But I remedied the issue in the 3D data, so when you assemble it, you will be able to actually separate them with no problem. And considering that I really think about reprinting the model in the 125% scale, I can even test it myself. So now, after a little introduction, let's see how the model goes together. Uh, at, from the start, I have to apologize for the thrusters. I really wasn't able to actually design packs for them because of how small it is, so they are glued to the rest of the hull. I'm sorry for that, that's a failure on my part. Anyway, So we start with this piece of hull. Um, as you can see, it's prepared for the pins, but because of how small it is, we don't have the standard 10 by 10, but 8 by 8. Funny thing is, if you actually scale it up to 125%, you will get pins 10 by 10. So it's nice when things turned out working. Anyway, yeah, so we will add the pins only to those first holes because these are not for the pins. And we will add the second half, but well, technically not yet because first to the second half we will add this ring. Uh, I will get rid of it for now. As you can see, the second half is divided into this ring and the rest, and that's because I was forced to do it like that because this is still part of the upper side of the saucer. So it cannot really be printed like this because this would look like shit. So I divided it. As you can see, it has locks. So yeah, it goes together. Anyway, now we have this and we can add all the details. So first things first, as you can see here, we have the holes and they are for the engines. Yeah, they have the corresponding pegs, so we will simply slide them over. Very simple. And into the holes in the engines, you will insert the impulse engines. And now the cursed thrusters. Yeah. So once again, sorry, you have to glue them in. My bad. Here in these logs you will insert this hanger and now this piece which goes over it, and as you can see here we have one other peg, and to that you will add this very big piece. This is several parts together in one go. You will divide them in slicer and you will print them and insert all where they are supposed to be. So yeah, they will simply go inside their respective cavities. Now here of course you will insert the cassettes with the name and the number. Once again I have it as a one file, so you will have to divide it into slicer. And now as you can see here all the holes are for, or the cavities are for the cassettes with the escape ports. So one file which has all those here. Good thing is because they are divided like that, you can print them with the multicolor printing and you don't have to paint anything. Now the second one, which is here, and the third one, which is here. And now the very small blue part, which is here on the top. And that's the top side of the saucer done. So now we go to the bottom part. We have this one file consisting of once again several pieces in dark. Yeah, you will divide them into slicer and you will put them in. You can see that these two pieces have the pegs, so they also serve as the connecting pieces. Now as well we will add this one big piece with the escape ports. Once again it's divided because you can now print the port in different color. And the perimeter ones, yeah, like that. And last but not least the name, or rather the number. And that's the saucer done. So now we'll go to the secondary hull, and we have this half, and as you can see here it has on the locks, so we have the second half like that. Yeah, I had to divide it into two halves because it was way too long for the printing bed. Now we will insert once again the pins 8 by 8 and the two connector rods, or connector boxes I guess, one to the back, one to the front. And now we will attach the mirror part. So first this one, and then because it has the locks like that, and then the second wall, second one. And yeah, we have basically the secondary hull done, and now only the details. So yeah, we start this piece. As you can see here, we have a piece in the black. I actually skipped this one in my print because it was so small that I had problem to actually get it out, get it back, and even work with it. So yeah, I skipped that out. Yeah, so I don't have it there. Yeah, I have it like this. But if I print it in the bigger scale, I will certainly do this as well. Then here in the back we have the hangar, which also serves as the connecting piece for the two halves of the secondary hulls. And here we will add this big belly piece. And of course here we will add a dish. And to the cavity here and on the other side we will add the logo. And that's the secondary hull completely done. And last but not least, and before we go that, here we have the slider, so you will slide the saucer there, and yeah, you have it there. And now the nacelles. They are done a little bit different than the nacelles I've done before, and we will watch how exactly. And that's because the nacelles, they are one big piece, the gray piece. Yeah, they are one big pieces, and you will have to, of course, print them with the supports. But when you have them, I strongly recommend to use the organic supports. It really worked well. But when you have them, you will add the details like this dark middle, then these blue details, which are in one file. You have to divide them. They have here this back, so you will slide them in. Now here to this cavity you will add the logo cassette, and here to this cavity you will add the number, and the same of course for the other one. Yeah. And now here to this cavity you will add this dark piece, and to this cavity this red piece. And they are done, and as before you will simply slide them on the pylons, and you have it done, and the sovereign class is really assembled. And last but not least, here is the stand. So once again the standard one with the updated info. Okay, so this is it. That's the model. And now we will take a look how the actual print turned out. And here is the model. I will be honest with you guys. This is the time when I am not really satisfied with the result. Don't get me wrong, it printed okay, but this is so small that a lot of details simply faded away because of the scale. I don't even know how well it is visible, but the windows, for example, they are barely even visible, and the overall assembly process was not that great because of the scale. Yeah, there was quite a lot of very small pieces which I had to handle. Unfortunately, I am really bound by a lack of space, so I didn't really have a choice. But for even with that, yeah, it didn't come up as bad as I thought. But still, I would prefer if it would be much bigger. There is one silver lining, and that is that every single part of the build, without the stand, of course, could be printed with 125% scale, meaning 1/4 increase in dimension. I'm actually thinking about selling this one and do the bigger one. Yeah, sure, it would mean that I will have even less space, and I actually think that even with this one, I won't have space for another ship. But if I make it one fourth bigger, yeah, I will most definitely have no such a space. As you can see, the escape pods here are not painted. These are actually not printable in separate color like those, and I am a lazy bastard. I don't even want to paint them, so I will keep them as they are. And yeah, yeah, you can see the dish just barely. Yeah. So, in conclusion, if you can, print it in 125% scale. If you can't, then this scale simply does not make the ship justice. And yeah. Well, in any case, live and learn, I guess. So, yeah. I have to apologize for the thrusters. Yeah, there couldn't figure out the way to actually attach them in any other way than to glue them in. Yeah, so sorry for that. Okay, yeah, little underwhelming, but what can you do? I hope that still you liked it, and we will see each other in the next video. What will that be? I don't even know right now. Okay, so have a very nice day and bye bye.